Shalom, my friend Simcha Hochbaum of Hebron, standing in my yeshiva Treshet in Beit Shemesh. This week we commemorated Yom HaShoah, remembering the 6 million. Next week, Yom HaZikaron, remembering all the fallen soldiers and the victims of Arab terror. There's a siren that goes off every year, and all the nation stops whatever they're doing and stands in a moment of silence to remember and to hear their pain and to hear the cry of those 6 million tears of the orphans and the widows. This Shabbat, with the great joy of finishing the Mishkan, Aaron finishing his 7 days of inauguration, the Shekhinah comes down, a day unparalleled, as great as the day of the creation of heaven and earth. And yet Aaron HaKohen is faced with a devastating loss. Both Nadav and Avihu were killed by bringing in the incense into the Holy of Holies, but unfortunately it was the wrong place and the wrong time. And yet Aaron HaKohen has so much emunah and so much belief that whatever God does is the best of the best. The pasuk describes Aaron's response. Vayidom. Aaron was silent. Aaron had so much blood boiling, Vayidom, lashon of dam, but he accepted God's decree. And he accepted this harsh decree with silence and with belief that everything that God does is for the best. And with that, Aaron continued to do the service of the Holy Temple, bringing down God's divine presence and continuing that Rosh Chodesh Nisan to serve God. So too, these days, as heavy as they are, and as broken as we are, we have to remember Aaron HaKohen's emunah and faith, and to stand in that silence, accepting God's judgment, but to realize that from the ashes of the 6 million, we came back to the Holy Land, and we were able to come back and build the earth of Eretz Yisrael, and to build Eretz Yisrael to this beautiful, beautiful country we have today. We should be privileged to come back, though no longer with ashes, but this time, God should bring us in peace. Standing tall and upright, healthy in our body and soul. And we should be privileged to celebrate this year, Israeli Independence Day, with only simcha, with only joy. Shabbat Shalom.